Hey guys, Adrienne here in the group Optimize Joy. I think I actually made it on time tonight. So, anyway, I wanted to talk with you about what is an empath. What is an empath? The answer is everybody. Everyone's an empath. Some people know it, some people don't, and some people just feel weird and don't know why. So being that everyone is, the question is, what do you know about it? And if you are, how are you handling it? And what do you feel you want to do with it? Basically, an empath is somebody that picks up on someone else's energy. We all do this. We all pick up on other people's energy all the time. The difference between most people and people who know they're empaths is that they can actually tell the difference between whether the energy is theirs or whether or not they're picking up on somebody else's energy. And this takes a lot of time and practice. And a lot of time is many times spent on reading or meditation and yoga and things like that. And those things are great, but it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to learn that and kind of come up with a system instead of actually reaching out and saying, hey, do you know how to handle this? Because I don't. So my question, besides what is an empath, would be more like, when was it that you decided to give up on you? When did you decide that learning about you was no longer important? When did you decide that it wasn't helpful to ask for help? When did you decide, you know what, I can figure this out and I can totally go alone? Because it happens. You know, we kind of get a little bit stubborn sometimes about it. Or kind of get to that point of like, well, you know, I know this thing's going on, but I can figure it out. And you're right, you can. It just depends on how long you want to take doing it. So, and the reason why I say this is because I think a lot of times when people are in the middle of searching for what this is or what they want to do with it or how to go about it or what even to start creating in their lives around it, is that they actually get stuck in hermit mode. And I understand hermit mode. I am an introvert. I have qualities a lot of times of an extrovert, but I love my hermit mode a lot from time to time. So anyway, but the point is that when you're there, are you spending time learning or are you avoiding? When you're there, are you having a conversation with yourself or are you doing your best to avoid conversation? When you're in that mode, are you wondering, what can I do to get out of it? And how can I tell the difference between my energy and somebody else's energy? How can I tell if what I'm experiencing is actually what somebody else is really going through? How can I, figure out where to draw the line and where that boundary is? And then beyond that, it would kind of be like, and then what do I want to do with it? Do you want to create something with it? Do you want to actually change jobs because of it? Do you feel like you're not living your purpose? These are all kinds of those things that come up, that because a lot of times we fall into the societal trap that we have to do things a certain way in order to just succeed. But the thing is that as an empath, you can actually choose to do anything. It's just a matter of, hey, oh wait, I can see things. Crystal, you're in denial? Don't be in denial. Talk to me. What are you in denial about? Anyway, while she's typing, then I kind of want to go into are you denying you need help? Is that what it is? You know, are you kind of going, you know what, if I get help, it doesn't really matter anyway because I'm just going to get stuck again. Or if I get help, what will people think? Or I've already invested so much, I might as well just keep going down this road that's actually not really working for me. You know, because that's the thing, is that just like anything else, if you're going to take any kind of class, you're going to actually want to take it from someone who knows what to do because they figured it out, right? If you're going to reach out to anyone, you want to try to reach out for people who actually really listen, who are there with you and can kind of match you and go, oh, I'm kind of there. And, you know, we either can figure this out together or this is what I used, you know? So there's a lot of different things about that. But the basic thing is to actually recognize and know that you are one. I guarantee you're picking up energy that probably doesn't belong to you. I guarantee that you are getting trapped and derailed because you're actually focusing on something that's not yours. Yes. The answer is yes. The answer to your question, can I actually help people, is yes. And that's going to come from actually being able to separate your energy and theirs. So again, as an empath, you got to know where those lines are. But how do you know where those lines are, right? That's the question, is how do we know where those lines are? And that really does take kind of going off by yourself. It doesn't always take reading a book. Books can take a long time to get you there. It takes reaching out to someone who you trust or know. You know, you got to find yourself basically a pit crew. And you got to use that pit crew. Or, you know, a ritual, and then use that ritual. So that's really the question, is that if you're in those situations, what's the next thing you're going to do about it? What's the next way that you're going to reach out and kind of be like, okay, there's a little something extra I need. And a lot of times, and what I talk about a lot, is that extra that you might need, right, is finding your block, your life's theme. Because there's a lot of times when we can find these smaller blocks, but the big block is that life's theme. And that, you know, can take years to find that. Some people never find it. Or sometimes it just takes reaching out to someone who knows how to help you find it. So we need help by exposing, hey Heather, I love you, sister. We help by exposing our vulnerability. Yeah. Yes. Yes. But who are you helping when you expose your vulnerability to, right? Exposing your vulnerability more than anything helps you out. Because as you coach somebody else, you end up finding out so much more about you. So do it often. That's the point. Expose the vulnerability often to as many people as you possibly can. But basically, the reason why this came up for me is because I'm looking through the group and I'm looking through the comments, and I'm kind of just seeing this thing where I'm like, you know what? I feel, and I could be wrong, but like, well, I'm not wrong because I know everybody's an empath, but I feel like everybody in this group is actually an empath, and they all are, and some don't know it, and some want to know more about it. And the thing is it's great to know more about it, but you still got to know how to separate the two. You still got to know how to live with being one. You got to know, like, okay, I don't know if I'm still alive. I just got a phone call. Dang it. I gotta turn on my whatever that's called, airplane mode. Shoot, forgot to do it again. I need a reminder. Anyway, so, you know, so that's the thing that I just want to say, is that as I'm looking through, I keep seeing everybody, and, you know, there's some days where they've got these low days that are like 7s or under. But at the same time, they all want to help people. They all want to. Like everybody's like, oh, but I really look for doing for other things. And that's the nature of an empath. Like we want to help people. We want to reach out. We want to do things. And then it takes believing in ourselves to do it. But you can't believe in yourself unless two things happen. You figure out your life's theme. Okay. There's a whole bunch of blocks that we have, but the biggest one is that one. So you got to figure that one out. And then after that, then you got to actually know how to separate. You got to know how to separate my energy, their energy. Which one am I picking up on? And then as I go through this and I'm picking up on theirs, then what am I doing? And then how can I let them know? You know, how can I help them for a minute? Oh, it just stopped for a second. Okay, thanks. So I declined the call. It was from my cousin. So anyway, I just wanted to like throw that out there because I'm starting to see that there's like this trend where everybody's like, I'm down, but I really want to help people. So now what? Now it's time to get to work. Like it's time to figure those things out. It's time to get in there so we can get through it and do what we're really meant to do, because everybody's got a passion and everybody's got a purpose. And you picked it a really long time ago, and then you made it mean something more, and then maybe it got messed up. And that when it got messed up is when you actually abandoned yourself. You decided, nope, I wasn't enough for that. That's not what I'm supposed to do. That's not where I'm supposed to be. That's not, you know, I am not for this. This isn't right for me. I'm not good at dealing with this. So how can I help anybody? But the thing is that might not even be your energy. That might be something else you picked up, whether it was a story or whether it's somebody that you're currently hanging around with. It might be theirs. So we got to learn to differentiate between those things. All right? If you're having a hard time with that, then reach out to me. If you're having a hard time with that, then comment in the group. If that's something like, it's time to get out of denial. It's time to actually say, I need help. I need a pit crew. That's what this group is for. Not to just say, oh, I love collecting light. We all love collecting light, but there's some shit in there. We got to get through it. So it's time to reach out. It's time to invest in you. It's time to call me. It's time to share and say, I'm really struggling with this today. It's time to say, I've been actually struggling with this for a while, and I'm repeating it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, and I don't know why, right? Because somewhere in there, we actually started repeating it, and we don't even know where it came from. We don't know why it's there. We don't know when it happened, and we don't know why we can't get over it, right? Because we keep like I'll just make a new meaning. Out of what? Do you know what the original one was? You're gonna make a new meaning out of what? So that's the thing, is it's not just about making a new meaning, it's about finding what the original one was. What was the original meaning that suddenly got in your way? What was the original downfall that just went, well, that happened and I give up. So might as well just keep going. I might as well just keep doing what I do. And we all know the definition of insanity, so I'm not going to even say it. Like, I am not going to insult your intelligence by pretending like you don't know what it is. So that's the point. Reach out in the group. Reach out to me. Reach out to somebody in the group. I don't know, which one you feel the most comfortable with, but I didn't create this thing just for shits and giggles. Okay? Just know that. I created it because that's the thing, is I know that we're all empaths, and I know that so many more people are actually starting to go, yeah, I think I might be. We all are, but so many more are kind of going, yeah, I actually might be. And then you got to figure out what that is, and you got to figure out how to work with it. And you got to figure out what to do, and then what you're going to do, and where you're going to go, and how you're going to help, and how you're going to keep it separate and calm inside, even when there's a whole bunch of chaos on the outside, and maybe even inside, like just drilling at your head, right? It's time to speak up, speak out, and ask for help, because it doesn't come. Like, the one thing empaths can't do, and I will say this, is we cannot read your mind. That cannot. I can, read your energy. We can read your energy, and we can assume, and most of the time we can nail it, but we can't actually read it. The moment you challenge me and I say, well, okay, I'll pretend that I can, then you'll think of ice cream and I'll be reading your emotions and it won't work, because they're separate. Emotions down, thoughts up. So don't pretend that other people can read your mind. Instead, reach out. Talk about what your mind is saying, and let's figure this out, okay? Because I see it in the group. And you guys are all these beautiful, brilliant people. And I have actually had conversations with so many of you. But you got to reach up. All right? I love you guys, and I hope you have a good night.